Slot machine return to player, the payback percentage, and how often can you hit a jackpot? These are all common questions that people ask about slot machines, and there are many explanations out there, but a lot of them are very difficult to understand. We're going to break it down with a very easy to understand visual in today's video. Welcome back everybody to the Cowboy Slot channel, where I bring you experienced advice from years of working in the casinos, tips, reviews, and a whole lot more. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell to stay notified when I come out with future videos. Also, if this is your first time to my channel, be sure to check out my video library, as I have several videos in there with helpful tips, mythbusters, and so much more. Be sure to share this video also if you find the information helpful. Anybody doing research on how slot machines work or the operations of the casino, the most common thing that comes up is return to player and payback percentage and how the programming of the slot machines work. Well, this information can be quite difficult to understand and quite a lengthy process to actually dive into the mathematical details of. So today, I'm going to set up a visual representation to show you the difference between a volatile machine and a non-volatile machine, a high payback percentage and a low payback percentage, and just exactly what that means. So let's dive right into it with our visual representation. Okay, so first, let's build our slot machine. So here I have a blackjack shoe. This shoe is going to represent the random number generator. And within that shoe, we are going to have these cards. Now, all of these cards are options that the random number generator can choose from. Each card represents a payout. For the purpose of this example, all of the numbered cards are going to be blanks or a non-win on the reels. The kings and queens and jacks are going to represent wins, and the ace is going to represent the jackpot. So let's dive in, now that we have this set up, with how the random number generator operates. So there are thousands of these cards in the machine to choose from. We're going to put all of these cards into our random number generator. Now, the random aspect of the machine is I do not know what card I'm going to pull. So picture this shoe is going to constantly be shuffling this card. So as the machine is turned on, the random number generator is sitting here and it's randomly cycling through all of these. When you hit the spin button, what happens is the second you hit the button, it's going to pull a result. So as you can see here, using our previous explanation, the result is a win. You hit the spin button again, it pulls another card, the result is a loss. Now all of these cards are constantly shuffling the whole time. So let's talk about the difference between a low volatile machine and a high volatile machine using this visual. So we will take, for example, a low volatile machine like double diamond. So on double diamond, the stack may look like this. And you have in this stack, you have one jackpot, two jackpots in this tiny stack. Now, let's take, for example, we're going to scoot those just over here. So you see that the stack is relatively small for a low volatile machine for it to choose from, because there's not a lot of options on the pay table. Because of the machine's low volatility, it's naturally easier to hit the two jackpot options that are on there. Now let's take, for example, a triple diamond machine. A triple diamond machine might have several more cards because the game is more volatile and there's more ways to hit. This could also represent games that are, say for example, have a lot of high multipliers. Now as you can see in this stack, we have some aces. But what I'm going to do is, because of the game's high volatility, we're going to remove the extra aces and leave just these two. So you have a lot more cards and a lot more ways to win, but still only those two jackpots. Now, if you look at a game, say for example, we'll take a game like dancing drums. You see how the stacks get bigger. Well, dancing drums might look something like this. So obviously it is a lot harder to hit on because there's a lot more wins and a lot more options. Now, there are more aces in here, but for this visual, we're going to pretend that those aces do not exist and that it's only still these two aces. So that's a little bit about machine volatility. So now that we have explained the machine's volatility, let's talk about the payback percentage and how the payback percentage is changed and what exactly happens on the programming when a payout percentage gets changed. So for this example, we're going to use a relatively short stack. So we have this right here. We have our cards, and we'll take these aces and we'll lay all these aces out. We've got quite a few in this stack. So I won't go through and look for the other aces, but we'll just say that there are 4. Now what we are going to do is we are going to take the payback percentage of the machine and we are going to lower it, or as many people like to call, tightening the machine. So if the payback percentage gets lowered, essentially what happens is we're going to remove an ace and replace it. Replace it with a loss. If we lower the payback percentage more, we remove another ace and we replace it with another loss. And this doesn't necessarily have to be the jackpots, it can be other wins as well. So we can take out some kings, we can take out some queens, and we can take out some jacks. Basically, there are more options for the game to be a losing game than a winning game. And that's exactly how the payback percentage is visually interpreted. And the same can go for if you raise the payback percentage. So let's say we're going to raise the payback percentage. What we can do is we can add more aces, more chances to hit the top line jackpot. We can add more kings and subtract some of the lower cards. And replace those with more winning cards. And that would essentially be raising the payback percentage. So let's talk a little bit about the difference between a machine being fully random and a machine being programmed. Obviously, we have our programming here. The programming would be the number of cards, because we know from the programming standpoint exactly how many cards are there, how many options there are from within the pay table that the random number generator can pull from. The random part is we do not know what the next card is going to be because the cards are constantly shuffling. As the payback percentage changes, we can use mathematics to determine the possible outcomes and the percentages of wins versus losses within the random number generator. We push the spin button and out comes a card. We won. We push the spin button, out comes a card. It is a loss. Push the spin button again, it is another loss. Spin button again, another loss. And we keep going until we win. Now the chances of us hitting an ace are just like this. So we could sit here and we could play it constantly until we get our ace. Now the number of aces within the random number generator or within this stack of cards can once again be determined by the math. If the odds are set lower, there might not be as many aces. If the odds are set higher, there might be a couple of aces. You just never know. The random aspect is the actual outcome that we select. So for those of you out there that are curious if the machine is 100% random or 100% programmed, this would be your answer. If the machine was 100% random, then basically these number of cards would be unlimited and we would have no way to determine the actual payback percentage, nor would we have any control over it. If the machine was fully programmed 100%, we would know the exact outcome of every single card coming out in every single order. So as you can tell, it uses a mix of programming and a random aspect when determining the payback. Thank you all so much again for tuning into the Cowboy Slot channel. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and check out my video library for other videos on casino mythbusters and how slot machines work. I hope this example was able to give you a really good visual on how return to player, payback percentage, and a slot machine's programming actually works. Until next time guys, best of luck to you.